Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you all are fine and enjoying your online studies. And this is your chemistry teacher. Today we are going to discuss few questions from Test Yourself 1.1. Now it's time to open your books, page number 4. And today we are going to discuss few questions from Test Yourself 1.1. Dear students, so look at the box of Test Yourself 1.1 and first question is, in which branch of chemistry behavior of gases and liquids is studied? As we have done in the scope of physical chemistry, that the properties such as structure of atoms, formation of molecules, behavior of gases, liquids and solids, and the study of the effect of temperature or radiation on matter all are studied under the branch of physical chemistry. So its answer is physical chemistry. Physical chemistry is a branch of chemistry in which we study behavior of gases and liquids. And our next question is, define biochemistry. And the answer is, it is the branch of chemistry in which we study the structure, composition, and chemical reactions of substances found in living organisms. As we have already discussed in class, that it covers all chemical processes taking place in living organism, such as synthesis and metabolism of biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Our next question is, which branch of chemistry deals with preparation of paints and paper? As you know that industrial chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the manufacturing of chemical compounds on commercial scale. As we have done that it is used in fertilizers, soap, textile, agricultural products, paints and paper. So we can say that industrial chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the preparation of paints and paper. Our next question is, in which branch of chemistry are the metabolic processes of carbohydrates and proteins studied? As we know that biochemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the metabolic processes of carbohydrates and proteins and other biomolecules. So the correct answer is biochemistry. Our next question of Test Yourself 1.1 is, which branch of chemistry deals with atomic energy and its uses in daily life? As we have already done in class, that nuclear chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with radioactivity, nuclear processes and properties. So we can say that nuclear chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with atomic energy and its uses in daily life. And the last question of this box is, which branch of chemistry deals with the structure and properties of naturally occurring molecules? Organic compounds are the compounds of carbon and hydrogen and their derivatives, and organic compounds occur naturally. So the branch of chemistry that deals with the structure and properties of naturally occurring molecules is called organic chemistry. Dear students, now we are going to discuss Test Yourself 1.2 on page number 9, and its first question is, can you identify mixture, element or compound out of the followings: Coca-Cola, petroleum, sugar, table salt, blood, gunpowder, urine, aluminium, silicone, tin, lime and ice cream? As we know that mixture is formed by simple mixing up of the substances, while element is a substance made up of same type of atoms having same atomic number, and it cannot be decomposed into simple substances by ordinary chemical means. And compound is a substance made of two or more elements chemically combined together in a fixed ratio by mass. As we can see from the following given compounds, that aluminium, silicon, tin are elements, while sugar and table salt are compounds, while Coca-Cola, petroleum, blood, gunpowder, urine, ice cream all are mixture. Now, our second question is, how can you justify that air is a homogeneous mixture? Identify substances present in it. Mixtures that have uniform composition throughout are called homogeneous mixture. And we can say that air is a homogeneous mixture as its composition remain almost constant at various places, and air is a homogeneous mixture of various gases such as nitrogen, carbon dioxide and various other noble gases. So The answer is air is a homogeneous mixture of various gases such as nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and noble gases. Its composition remains almost constant at various places. Our next question is name the elements represented by the following symbols. There are certain symbols given below and we have to name each symbol. As Hg is a symbol for mercury, Au is a symbol for gold, Fe is a symbol for iron, Ni is a symbol for nickel, Co is a symbol for cobalt, W is a symbol for tungsten, Sn is a symbol for tin, Na is a symbol for sodium, Ba is a symbol for barium, Br is a symbol for bromine, Bi is a symbol for bismuth. And next question is name a solid, a liquid and a gaseous element that exist at room temperature. There are certain examples of elements that can exist in liquid, solid and gaseous state, and you can see that copper, sulfur and iron are the example of the elements that can exist in solid state. Mercury and bromine can exist in liquid state, while hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen can exist in gaseous state. And the last question of this test yourself 1.2 is what elements do the following compounds contain? Sugar, common salt, lime water and chalk. Dear students, as you know that the chemical formula for sugar is C12H22O11 and we can see in this formula that there are 12 atoms of carbon, 22 atoms of hydrogen and 11 atoms of oxygen are there. So, the question is which elements do the following compounds contain? So we can say that sugar contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Next one is common salt. Common salt is also known as sodium chloride and you know that the chemical formula for sodium chloride is NaCl. So we can say that common salt or sodium chloride contain sodium and chlorine atom. Next one is lime water. And lime water is also known as calcium hydroxide and its formula is CaOH2. So we can say that in lime water, calcium, oxygen and hydrogen elements are present. And the last one is chalk. And chalk is also known as calcium carbonate and its formula is CaCO3. So we can say that calcium, carbon and oxygen are present in it. Dear students, now we are going to discuss test yourself 1.3 on page number 11 and first question is how many atomic mass units 1 gram of a substance has? As we have already discussed in class that 1 atomic mass unit is equal to 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram. So here we can write 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 24 gram is equal to 1 atomic mass unit. As you can see that 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 24 is multiplied with gram. When we bring this 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 24 towards right hand side, then it will be divided by 1. So we will write 1 gram is equal to 1 by 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 24 atomic mass unit. Then we will divide 1 by 1.66 and we will get 0.602. 10 raised to power minus 24. When we bring this minus 24 upward, this minus will change into plus and we will write 1 gram is equal to 0.602 into 10 raised to power 24 atomic mass unit. Now the second question is atomic mass unit a system international unit of an atomic mass? Dear students, as we already know that atomic mass unit is a unit for relative atomic mass and the SI unit or system international unit of for atomic mass is kilogram. So the answer will be no. SI unit of mass is kilogram. Third question is, what is the relationship between atomic number and atomic mass? Dear students, as we have already discussed in class that atomic number of an element is equal to the number of protons present in the nucleus of its atom, while mass number is a sum of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. Atomic number is represented by symbol Z, while mass number is represented by symbol A. And the relationship between atomic number and mass number, as it is calculated as A is equal to Z plus N, where A is mass number, Z is atomic number, while N is the number of neutrons. And the fourth question is, define relative atomic mass. As we have discussed earlier, that the relative atomic mass of an element is the average mass of an atom of that element as compared to 1/12 of the mass of an atom of carbon 12 isotope. And last question of this test yourself is, why atomic mass of an atom is defined as relative atomic mass. Dear students, as we know that the mass of an atom is too small to be determined practically. However, certain instruments enable us to determine the ratio of atomic masses of various elements to that of carbon 12 atoms. This ratio is known as the relative atomic mass of an element. That's why we called atomic mass of an atom as relative atomic mass.